Hi everybody, it's Kate Kaltoff. Welcome to a Stamping to Share video. We are going to look at the Sweet Conversations bundle today. It's the first day of our January through June 2022 mini catalog kickoff. And it's also the first day of celebration. So very exciting. Good morning. I see we have some watchers. That's wonderful. I am going to flip the camera to my face here so you can just see me for a little bit before we get going. There I am. Hello. It's good to be here today. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. We were busy. We were snowmobiling and ice fishing and hanging out with friends and lots of good cabin time. So that's what we were up to this past week or so. I also stayed busy advertising my paper shares that are still available. I've already placed the first round of shares this morning. I got up at 4 o'clock to do that. So nice and early to make sure that we had the paper we needed for the first round of shares. But I'll do probably 2 more rounds. So the second round, I'll probably place the order for that the middle of the month, and then one last chance round at the end of the month. So I've even had people contact me this morning to be in on the paper share. So very exciting. Welcome. It's good to see you. Yay. It's so fun to be here live. Thank you for joining me. So I'm going to flip the camera down and we're going to make 2 cards today. And the 2 cards are a little heavy on the Stamp and Emboss machine. So I'm going to show them to you first. This is the first one that we're going to make. This was actually a meeting mystery card that I did with my downline last month at our December Stamping to Share demonstrator meeting. And so they had lots of fun coming up with, they had no idea what we were going to do. I just gave them measurements and told them, in advance some different shapes to cut. And so it was really fun seeing in our group site all of the different designs they came up with based on kind of this basic design. And so then here is the inside panel of this card. I'm going to show you how to extend that tag. It's a pretty short tag, which looks really cute on small treat holders and things like that. Or if you're just highlighting a sentiment on your card. But for a card like this, I felt like it needed to be longer. So I'll show you how I did that. And then this is the second card we're going to do. So we are going to get the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. Even though I do pre-cut a lot of things, I'm going to show you how to get this really cool background. I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. We have a new gingham embossing folder that's part of the Sweet Talk Suite. And you can add a little ink to that folder before you run it through your Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine to get a really cool, more gingham-y look than just plain. All right, and then here is the bundle. So this again is available today for my customers to order, and it's called Sweet Conversations. It's very cute Valentine's bundle. And then this is the set of dies that comes with it. All right, so let me go ahead and get started here with our first card. So hopefully I've gotten everything that we need to do for this. Let me just share with you the designer series paper. And I have cut this down to 6 by 6 just so I can show it to you better. So some of the paper that we're using on this card is this pattern right here. Now, normally this would come in 12 by 12. But I really love this pattern. It's one of my favorites in the whole set of cards. Here's some little sweet conversation treats. And then we've got a Highland Heather stripe, and then some more pretty hearts on this side. And then some more stripes in Valentine-like colors. And then, oh my gosh, I just love this cascade of hearts. And so we're using that on the tag. And then this paper I'm crazy about because it works great for stamping on top of. And so I love that. And then cute candy on the back. So obviously we're using that on this card. And then, those cute little Halloween suckers. So we've got a paper that highlights those along with some little dots on the back. And then cute love paper in lots of different languages. And again, Highland Heather. And then some sweet conversation hearts that can be die cut with the dies that come as part of this set. So let's go ahead and get started with this whole card here. And I do, oh shoot, I can see now that I did not prepare very well this morning. I was kind of rushing, but that's okay. We'll do it with what we've got on hand. And when we get to the point where I don't have things, that's just okay. We'll just skip it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we've got some Highland Heather, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then on the inside panel, we are going to put a 3/4 inch by 5.5 inch panel. It's just a strip of real red paper. So we're going to do our inside first. You know how I love to do my inside panels. So we're going to add a little bit of glue to the back here. And we'll set this right here on our card. And we're going to put it right next to that fold line. So let me fold it and make sure it still folds. It does. So that's going to go right here. Then we have that wonderful stampable designer series paper. So I've cut this panel down to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And we're going to stamp that with some real red ink. So I've got that ready to go. And I've got my Happy Valentine's Day here. We'll just stamp this right here. And then we're just going to put this right here into our card like this. And of course, I would, had I been a little more prepared, I would have a strip down here of paper to accent the bottom, but I don't have it. But that's okay. We can add that some other time. Just to let you know the size of that strip, for those of you that are watching and want to add that strip of paper, it's about 1/2 inch by 3 3/4. Nope, I take that back. It's 1/2 inch by 3.5 inches because the width of this is 3 3/4 and it looks like it's a 1/4 inch down. So it's 1/2 inch by 3 1/2. Or not a half. Did I say 1/2 inch? Yes, 1/2 inch. Boy, I'm just completely lost without my little notes. All right, then for the outside panel, we are going to be working with a real red panel. This is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And we're also going to be working with a panel that's going to go right over the top of it. That's 3.5 by 4 3/4. And we can go ahead and just glue this right on top because we aren't doing any stamping on that. And we will add a ribbon wrap, but that can go over all 2 layers. So we're good with that. So I'm just going to set this in right here. And just center that in so all 4 corners or all 4 borders are nice and even. How's that look? All right, now the next thing I did is I grabbed a scrap of our ombre shimmer paper. And then I took a layering circle die and I cut out a circle, and it's sort of a Highland Heather color. And what circle did I use? I think it's this one. Nope, it's not that one. It must be this one. Let me just check. Yep, and so that one would be 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th largest if you're counting from the center. So count up 5 from the center, and it's that straight edge circle. So then what we can do is we're going to take this circle and we're just going to set it here for the moment. We're not actually going to glue it down quite yet. We will be gluing it down soon. But then the next thing you'll want to do is you'll want to grab a scrap of your cascading hearts paper. And then when you have your dies for your stamp set, you will see that we have this small tag right here. So go ahead and cut out 2 small tags, and I did that in advance, and that they look like this. And what we want to do is we want to make this a bigger tag. So we're going to glue these 2 together. So I'm just going to put a little glue here on the top of this one, and we're going to make that our bottom tag. And then just take your top tag, just set that right over the top, and scoot that into place. And just like that, we have a longer tag, which works out really well for the design of this card. So what we want to do now is we're just going to put this tag down and just kind of see where we want it. So we want this to be pretty much in the middle so that there is very close to the same amount on the bottom as on the top. And then we want this to be right about where the hip of the tag is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this on first. So I'm just going to take my multi-purpose liquid glue, put a little circle on the back, and then we're just going to slide that in underneath where we want our tag to be. And we're going to tuck that in about like so. And again, I'm going to hold this up so you can see kind of the placement of this. You want that circle right about where the hip of your tag is. Then we're going to take our tag and we're going to add some glue to that. So I've got some glue here. And I did not put any up at the top. That's because we're going to thread some trim through that. So we're just going to go ahead and put this on about like this. Just straighten that out. Glue gives you that little bit of wiggle room to do that. Now, what we can do is we're going to take some ribbon, and this is a new ribbon from Stampin' Up. It's part of the Sweet Talk collection, and it is called, let me look here. It's a Real Red Faux Linen Ribbon. So now we know exactly where to put this ribbon because we want to cover this little seam line right here. So that works really good. You know exactly where to put it. So I'm going to take my ribbon scissors here and just cut that right there. And then we are going to wrap this ribbon right over the top of the seam line on our tag. And then we are just going to tape that around to the back. So here we go, 2 pieces of Scotch tape, and we're pretty good to go here. There we go. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to stamp a cute little heart that we're going to be layering over here. So what you'll want is a scrap of that pretty ribbon, or I'm sorry, that pretty paper that can be stamped on. So one side is like all these little candy pieces, and on the other side you have this really pretty blushing bride look. And I found that the easiest way to stamp this and get this to turn out right is to stamp the sentiment first. So this says, "You are cute." And again, we're going to use the Real Red ink. So we're going to ink that up and we're going to stamp that right here. And then we're going to add a soft blush of color over the top of that using Blushing Bride. So let me put this away. We're going to grab the Blushing Bride ink, and we've got a really pretty shadow stamp here that's heart-shaped, and it fits perfect over the top of this. So we inked it up, and we're just going to set it in right over the top of where those words are. And look at that, how perfectly did that stamp. It's a lot easier when you stamp the words first and then go in with your soft shadow color. All right, so now I did go ahead and do one of these in advance, and I pre-cut it already so we can put it right onto our card. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to get the card back in here so you can see what we're doing next. So we've got this cutie, and we can go ahead and we can actually glue this down onto the front of our card now because there's no more ribbon wraps. So let's go ahead and do that. This looks good. Now, for those of you that are wondering about my kit to go this month, I know I have a lot of people who enjoy getting my kits to go, and probably some of you are even on here. Wanted to let you know that I will be introducing that kit to go on Thursday with all the cards. So that'll be in 2 days. But tomorrow, when I do my mailbox shares, just want to let you know, over in my Happy Stampers Stamping to Share group, I will make a card that uses the bundle that I'm using. And guess what the bundle is? It's going to be, are you ready? Paradise Palms. And I'm so excited about it. It's so pretty. Of course, it's been so miserable in so much of the country with all of the snow and the ice and just horrible weather. We all need a break from that. And so it just seemed kind of like a no-brainer to do Paradise Palms. So I'm getting ready to kick off that kit to go on Thursday. So be sure you watch for that. All right, so now what we're going to need is a little strip of paper right here, because we're going to be putting this over here. So let me see if I did cut that. I am looking. Oh my gosh, I did cut it. All right, so this is a 1/2-inch strip, and you can, I think what I'm going to do is make it a little shorter. Guess what? I just found out that this is supposed to go, well, it almost went in here, but I'm going to use it out here because I think it was my outside panel that I forgot to cut. So that's okay. At least we'll have the front finished. So I'm going to just cut this off a little bit because I don't want it this long. That was where my inside panel went. All right, so this looks good to me. So I am going to go ahead and on the back, I'm going to add some Stamp and Seal. And I don't know, do I have my, shoot, I don't think I have it. Oh, well, I'll just use this. Normally I would get out my silicone mat, but I must have that across the room. So I'm using my Stamp and Seal to put Stamp and Seal on the back of this. And then what we're gonna do is we are going to set this right here, right over the top of that ribbon. Let's get that so it all fits in real nice. Oh, that looks so cute, doesn't it? Then we're going to take our little heart with dimensionals on, and we're going to put this just like this. So it's tucked into the ribbon and the top of this little paper. And then we're going to start adding some finishing touches here. So let me grab some twine. So I've got it right here. And actually, this is our elegant trim. I shouldn't insult it by calling it twine because it's elegant trim. So we are going to tie a nice bow up here with this beautiful silver trim. So this trim behaves pretty well. So I've got my fingers crossed for a nice looking bow. Kind of shorten that up a little bit. There. Then I'm going to get my ribbon scissors again and trim this up. Super cute. Now what we could do, if I'd have had it prepared in advance, is we could have put this cute little set of this little die cut here with the 3 little hearts at the bottom. But I don't know, I just didn't have time to prep it or something, or I just wasn't seeing it when I was prepping for this card. So let me show you the dies that I used for that. So there's all these little heart dies on this, and I just ran that through the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine with a scrap of real red paper. And if you add a little adhesive sheet to the back, you don't even have to glue it on. You can just put that on, boom, and it's down. But we won't have that on this particular card, but I'll probably add it later because I think it adds a really cute little touch. So what we are going to add is, and I've got some here, let me get them out of the package. We are going to add these fabulous iridescent basic gems or jewels. I think they're jewels. Oh my goodness, you guys, they're so, 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 so pretty. So we are going to take our take your pick tool, and we're going to grab a couple, like one of these, couple of these medium-sized ones, I think. We'll put one here. We'll add another one up here, and then we'll take a real little one and we'll throw that up here. So 3 little gems, and it looks so pretty. So I'm going to hold these up to the camera. Maybe the light will catch and sparkle. So don't you agree? So it's kind of good in a way that I forgot this little guy, because you can really see how that adds to the card. Sometimes it's just those tiniest little things that just add that extra detail that just make your card so wow. So yeah, after this video is done, I'll go ahead and add this because I think it's just too stinking cute not to have it on there. All right, so now let's go ahead and work on the second card that we're doing this morning. And it again uses the Sweet Conversations bundle. And again, this is now available for our customers to order. And this is the card that we're going to make. And this lighting does not show off the blushing bride very prettily, but trust me, the blushing bride is simply stunning. So let me go ahead and get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out. So I've got it right here. I'm going to put it to the side for a second because I want to show you, here it is. I want to show you how to do this. So what you're going to do, and you can pick either side, it doesn't matter because it ends up looking the same no matter which side you use. But whoops, I got the wrong ink color here. We're going to take Blushing Bride ink and we're going to do tone on tone over the top of Blushing Bride paper. So to create that look where you get just that little subtle difference in texture, I take throw some scrap paper down here. I just take my stamp pad and I just put it right over the top of the embossing folder. And I don't press too hard because if you press too hard, you're going to smush the ink pad into the parts that you don't want ink. So just use a gentle touch as you do this. Sometimes it takes a couple times of experimenting to kind of get that down as to how that works the best. So let me grab all of my little pieces here and then I will show you what we need. Well, here's one that's already done. So you're going to need a 4 by 5 1/4 inch panel of the Blushing Bride. This is the look we're going for. So I have a panel that I can show to show you how to do this. So just drop it right over the top of the ink. Close it up. And then we're going to get the big shot, listen to me. The new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine from Stampin' Up. Although if you have a big shot, that works as well. And we've got our platform that tells you how to layer it up. And then we've got the bottom plate. And then we've got a top plate here. We're just going to roll that through. And let's take a look and see how this turned out. Oh, it's just beautiful. So this is exactly what I was talking about. Doesn't that look great, you guys? Oh, I just love it. Okay, so that's how you create that. And then to clean this up, just run it under your sink with some cool water or warm water, and it'll just flush it all away. Then you can run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine again with like a napkin or another piece of paper to dry it off. All right, so let's get this out of the way and we'll keep making this card. All right, so we're going to start with our card base. And we've got this in Blushing Bride, 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2. And then on the inside panel, look at there. I already put my strip down, so it's there. We don't have to worry about it. But I think I'm also going to add Happy Valentine's Day. And I'm going to do that in Highland Heather. So I've got my Highland Heather here. And my Happy Valentine's Day is here. Uh-oh, I forgot. Oh, shoot, I didn't clean it, but that's okay. It's probably going to be just fine. We're going to stamp that right here. Oh, yeah, it looks great. So we've got our inside taken care of. And now we're going to work on this outside panel. So, well, we might as well just use the one that I just did. It looks so good. So then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take Now this is going to be some weird measurements, and if you don't want to measure it quite like this, I'll give you another tip. But technically it's 1 1/8 by 5 1/4 inches. However, if you're not really so into measuring, just do 2 of these double heart rows, and then it will come out to 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's just how it works. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here. So to do that, I'm just going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue. And let's go ahead and set this on. Looks good. If you have a little excess paper like it looks that I do, just flip it over, take your scissors and trim it even with the edge. There we go. All right, so that's the base. And now we are going to take a little tiny strip of some supple shimmer paper. So the supple shimmer paper is like this beautiful pink, and then it's a pool party iridescent. So in the catalog, it looks like balmy blue. It is not. It's actually pool party, and it's very iridescent-y. So it's really, really pretty. I love it. And then, of course, the pink. And we're going to use the pink today. And I did pre-cut a little strip. So this is a 1/8 inch strip of that pretty iridescent paper. And this is the pink paper. And we're just going to be setting that right there. So the easiest way to put a strip on like that is just take your glue. And yeah, we're getting some people saying how much they love the shimmer paper. I do too. It's just so pretty. I was very excited to order more of it today. All right, so we're going to set this in. And just like that. And again, you may have to just trim up your edge. And there we go. So we are at this step now. All right, so let's see what we can do next here. The next thing I did is I took some scrap. Let me show it to you. I took a scrap of Highland Heather paper and I cut out this cute little envelope. And I actually cut out 2 of them just to show you how cute they are and to show you how you can fold them up. So this is what it looks like all folded. And to fold it up, it's so simple. You just go in, go in, go in, and then leave one out. So I usually put the 2 sides in and then the bottom up. And then to put that together, because I'm going to have a little heart kind of popping out the top, you can use glue, or in the case that I'm going to do here, I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal. So I'm just going to put some Stamp and Seal over here. I should be doing this on my silicone mat, but I don't know where my silicone mat is at the moment. So we are not using that. All right, so I just put these 2 side panels in and then the bottom panel up. And you have your cute little envelope that we're going to use on the front of our card. All right, and then you also, let me see if I can find it, 1 5/16 of an inch square. How crazy. All right, so we have our little square. Now you're thinking, oh my goodness, you've got this cute little rectangle. So how in the world did I do that? Well, I took a scrap of thick basic white, and then I used these 2 dies right here. These are the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I took these 2 dies right here and I set them onto my scrap of thick basic white. And I just made sure that it was nice and even all the way around. And then I ran it through the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. And when you do that, you will get something that looks like this, a cute little rectangle. So that's the next thing we can actually put onto our card. So I'm going to flip that over and we're going to add some multi-purpose liquid glue to it. There we go. And then we're going to set this in at an angle. So it looks like this. Because when you set it at an angle, you get to see this little stripy paper or the little heart paper and then this cute little shimmer stripe right through it. Doesn't that look great? Then I took, let me get this out of the way again. I took a 1/8 inch square of that pink shimmer. And then I took a 1 inch square of the basic white paper. I'm going to put this onto a mat so you can see it because I'm going to be stamping on this next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my words first. So I've got my Highland Heather and I am going to stamp this sentiment right here. Happy to have you in my life. And then we're going to stamp with Blushing Bride right over the top of it with this cute little shadow heart. So it's the little fat shadow heart. So we're going to stamp that up. Whoops, let me get that over here again. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh, I love it. This is such a fun set to work with. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this on our shimmer paper that I had here just a second ago. There it is. And we're going to do that with glue dots because anytime you're sticking things onto shimmer, it probably will be much better for you if you just start out with glue dots right off the bat. Glue dots stick really, really well to these shimmery, glimmery papers. So we're putting 4 glue dots on, 1 in each corner, and then we're just going to set it in here so that all 4 sides are nice and even. So that's what it looks like at this point. Then we're going to set it on top of this little square, and we're going to set it on top of that little square with dimensionals. So once again, I'm going to grab my dimensionals. Probably just 2 is, well, maybe 3. Let's set this on. There we go. So we're going to set this on like so. If I can just grab it like that. It's a little hard for me to see because the camera's right in my way, but I'm thinking I'm getting this pretty good. So there we have our cute little raised sentiment. All right, so now we can start assembling this. So we're going to set this one right here. So I'm going to, I think I can go ahead and put this on top of my card. So I've got my glue. I'm going to put a nice rectangle all the way around, set that right on top of your card base. There we go. And then we're going to take this one and glue that in too. Set that off to the side right there. So cute. And then we have our little envelope, which we prepared. So we're going to glue that on as well. So I can just put glue on the back of that and stick that down right over here to the right. And then, oh my goodness, let me see if we have it. We may have lost these in transit, but I made a whole bunch of cute little hearts. See all the little hearts I made? And I used this little die right here to make these hearts. And I did it with the with that new specialty paper. And oh, here we go. I've got them. They're here, they're here. So let me put these on our card. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to add those with glue dots. I'm kind of I know I just had the glue dots. Here they are. So we're gonna just drop these onto our glue roll so we don't lose them, which is probably where they should have been living before I started this video. And then we're going to set one over here We're going to put another one up here and another one right next to it going down the side. And then we're going to put one over here. Now this one could either be glue dotted or you can put it on a mini dimensional. So I put this one on a mini dimensional, which looks pretty cool. And then we have to have a little popping out heart. And wouldn't you know, I think it went flying and I'm not sure where it went. So I'm going to see if I have a secondary one that I can grab. I do. So I'm going to use this one. So cute. It says, "You are cute." So we're going to just add a little stamp and seal to the back, or you could use multi-purpose liquid glue, and you're going to set that in just like this, popping out of that envelope. And then take your second little, or your fourth little heart, and you're going to set that right there. And there it is. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So there's a second card for the day. So today was a 2 for Tuesday. Why don't you guys let me know in the comments if you like me doing 2 cards on a Tuesday, or if you prefer that I just do 1 card. I know when I do 2 cards, it's, you know, it takes a little longer to go through and do them all, but then you get 2 ideas for the same stamp set. So that's kind of fun if you're into that. Let me put these all down here in front so you can see what we did today. We'll cover up this section here. Oh, goodness. Here it is. All right. So Judy says she loves 2 cards. Nisi loves 2 cards. Good. Oh, my gosh. So it looks like so far, everybody likes me doing 2 cards. I was a little worried that maybe it was too long and everybody was getting bored and not so sure if I should keep doing 2 cards or not. But I thought 2 for Tuesday kind of had a nice ring to it. And I was going to try it for the new year. I tried it a couple of times in December and it seemed to work pretty good. But then I thought, well, is that what you guys want? I want to make sure I'm doing something that you guys want me to be doing. Oh my goodness. Well, you guys are so sweet. Thanks for all the comments. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today. As I mentioned, tomorrow, let me flip back to my face here for a second. Hold on. Okay. As I mentioned, for tomorrow, I will be back and I will do mailbox share. So I have a whole bunch of Christmas cards that came while I was out of town. And so I'll share those tomorrow so you can see the Christmas cards. And then I'm also going to share a card. We're going to make a card tomorrow and it's going to be just 1 card. So 1 for Wednesday. And that card is going to feature the Paradise Palms bundle. And that is going to be my card kit to go for January. So I'll do 1 card tomorrow as kind of a teaser to show you how awesome that bundle is. And then on Thursday morning at 10 a.m., I am going to introduce the bundle right here to all of you so you can check it out and see all of the cards that are going to come in the kit. All right, you guys, it's been great being here. Have a wonderful day. Happy shopping. If you need to place your order today and you're one of my customers and you're not really that great with computers, just contact me. You can text me or email me with your order and I can take care of it for you and make sure the host code goes in and you get all the goodies. You know the routine. And if you are new to Stampin' Up! Or if you're looking for a demonstrator, I'm here to help you with that too. I think I put a link in my more information area that takes you to my online store. And it also has the host code there too. Have a great day, everybody. Happy January through June new catalog and happy first day of celebration. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.